My child, come closer and listen with your heart, because what I am about to speak is not meant for your ears alone, but for the deepest part of your soul that has been crying quietly at night. I know how deeply you love them. I know how your heart softens when you think of their name. I know how you defend them even when your spirit feels uneasy. And I know how you keep telling yourself it is nothing. I'm just overthinking. But my child, the heaviness you feel lately is not imagination. It is not weakness. It is not fear. It is intuition. The voice I placed inside you to protect you when your love becomes too pure to see clearly. You have been waking up with a strange weight on your chest. Some days, without reason, your mood changes. You replay conversations in your mind, wondering why certain words felt cold, why silences felt louder than usual. You sense distance even when they smile at you. And though everything looks normal on the surface, inside you there is a quiet voice whispering, "Something is not right." My child, that whisper is me. I have watched you love with honesty. I have watched you give patience where others would walk away. You chose understanding instead of suspicion. You chose trust instead of doubt. And I honored your choice because love without trust cannot breathe. But hear me clearly now. Trust does not mean blindness, and love does not mean ignoring truth. There is a secret being carried close to your soulmate's heart. A secret connected to a woman they do not want you to know about. Not because you are unworthy of truth, but because they are afraid of what truth will change. This woman is not just a name or a face. She represents unfinished emotions, hidden guilt, and choices made in silence. And your soulmate believes that by hiding this from you, they are protecting what you share. But my child, secrets do not protect love. They slowly poison it. You may have noticed small changes. They hesitate before answering certain questions. Their energy shifts when a particular topic arises. Sometimes they seem present yet far away, as if their mind is somewhere else. These are not coincidences. These are signs your spirit has already recognized, even if your heart refused to accept them. Do not blame yourself for this. You loved purely. You trusted fully. That is never a mistake in my eyes. Your soulmate does not wake up planning to hurt you. They wake up afraid. Afraid of losing you, afraid of disappointing you, afraid of facing the consequences of choices they delayed. Fear has made them silent. Fear has made them hide. And fear has convinced them that tomorrow can fix what should be faced today. But listen carefully, my child. Tomorrow morning carries a weight they are not prepared for. You do not yet know what that morning holds. And for now, I will not reveal everything. Not because I want to scare you, but because I want to strengthen you. You are being prepared gently, layer by layer for truth. I never drop truth on an unready heart. I unfold it with care so you are not shattered but awakened. Your soulmate believes they still have time. They believe they can control the outcome. They believe silence will keep things stable a little longer, but I have already set things in motion. What is hidden cannot remain hidden when light arrives, and morning always brings light. I see your tears that you wipe away before anyone notices. I see the prayers you whisper asking me to protect your love. And I want you to know this. Nothing is happening without my awareness. I am not distant. I am not asleep. I am watching every step, every lie, every hesitation, every truth delayed. This woman connected to the secret is not stronger than you. She is not chosen over you. She is part of a lesson that has reached its final chapter. But before healing comes, revelation must happen. And revelation often begins with discomfort. My child, you are not being punished. You are being prepared. Tonight, your heart may feel restless. You may sense something approaching. That is because your soul already knows what your mind has not yet accepted. Instead of resisting that feeling, sit with it. Breathe. Let me hold you. You do not need to confront anyone yet. You do not need answers tonight. What you need right now is strength and clarity, and I am giving you both. Tomorrow morning is a turning point. Not because chaos will explode, but because truth will begin to surface. Whether through words spoken, actions taken, or events unfolding, something will shift. And when it does, remember this. Whatever comes out was already there. It is not created tomorrow. It is revealed tomorrow. Do not fear revelation. Fear only living in illusion. I want you to understand something very important. Love that survives truth becomes stronger. Love that depends on lies was never safe to begin with. Whatever happens next is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to free you from confusion, from doubt, from silent suffering. You have been strong for so long quietly. You smiled when your heart questioned. You stayed calm when your spirit felt unsettled. And I have seen it all. I am proud of you tonight. Rest your heart in my hands. Do not imagine worst outcomes. Do not jump ahead. Stay present. Stay grounded. Stay connected to me. You are not alone in this, even if it feels lonely right now. And remember, my child, when truth rises, it is not your job to beg it to stay or run from it. Your only job is to stand in your worth. I am with you. I am guiding you. And I will not let what comes next break you, only awaken you. The morning is coming, and with it clarity. The silence you feel now is not empty, my beloved. It is full of truth pressing against the walls of fear. When people hide something for too long, the soul becomes restless. And that restlessness is what you have been sensing, like a quiet storm gathering strength beneath calm skies. Let me tell you gently about this woman, not to create fear in your heart, but to remove confusion from your spirit. She is not a stranger who appeared suddenly. She is part of an unfinished chapter your soulmate never truly closed. A connection formed not just by presence, but by unresolved emotions, guilt, obligation, old promises, and words once spoken without understanding their weight. Your soulmate did not plan for this to become dark. At first, it felt harmless, familiar, comfortable, something they believed they could control. They told themselves it was only conversation, only support, only history. But my child, history carries power when it is not healed, and emotions that are buried do not die. They wait. You noticed changes before you had words for them. The way your soulmate's energy shifted when the phone vibrated. The pauses before answering simple questions. The tiredness that did not come from work, but from carrying two realities at once. You felt moments where their smile did not reach their eyes, where their touch felt distracted, where their presence felt divided. That was not your imagination. That was your spirit recognizing imbalance. This woman knows more than you think. Not everything, but enough to create pressure, enough to remind your soulmate of who they once were before growth, before healing, before choosing a higher path. And that reminder creates confusion inside them. They feel pulled between who they were and who they are becoming. This is why your soulmate has been pretending that everything is fine, pretending that nothing has changed, pretending that love alone can silence truth. They wake up each day promising themselves they will tell you soon. Soon becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. And silence becomes heavier with every delay. Do you know why they are afraid to tell you? Not because they do not love you, but because they fear losing the version of themselves they see reflected in your eyes. With you, they feel seen as better than their past. With you, they feel hope. And they are terrified that truth will erase that image forever. But love that requires hiding is already wounded. You have been patient beyond measure. You have loved beyond logic, and I want you to understand this clearly. You did not fail. You were faithful. You were real. You were open. And that is why your heart feels tired now. Not because love is wrong, but because your soul knows it deserves honesty. There were signs you ignored because your heart wanted peace. The nights when communication felt forced. The moments when laughter ended too quickly. The sudden emotional distance that appeared without explanation. You told yourself they were stressed, busy, overwhelmed. And sometimes they were, but not entirely. Part of their energy has been going toward managing a secret. This woman is not stronger than you. She does not hold power over your destiny. But secrets give people temporary control, and control creates fear. Your soulmate fears that once the truth comes out, everything will change, and they are right. Something will change, but not in the way they imagine. Truth does not always end love. Sometimes it ends illusion. Right now, your soulmate is standing at a crossroads inside their heart. One path leads to confession, release, and growth. The other leads to deeper silence and heavier regret. They are exhausted from carrying this alone, even if they do not admit it. Guilt has a way of draining joy quietly. You may wonder why I allowed this to go on for so long, why I did not expose it sooner. My child, timing matters. If truth comes before the heart is ready, it wounds instead of heals. You needed strength first, clarity first, self-worth first, and that is what I have been building inside you all this time. Notice how you no longer beg for reassurance the way you once did. Notice how you have begun questioning instead of accepting everything blindly. Notice how your spirit has grown quieter, stronger, more observant. That is preparation. Tomorrow morning approaches like a door slowly opening. Your soulmate senses it too. They feel the pressure increasing. They feel time running out. Something within them knows that pretending cannot continue. Whether they choose honesty willingly or truth reveals itself through circumstances, the silence will break. And when it does, remember this. What comes out is not new. It has existed beneath the surface. The shock you may feel is not because the truth is cruel, but because silence was loud. Do not rush to judge. Do not rush to decide. Let truth speak fully before your heart responds. You are allowed to feel hurt. You are allowed to feel disappointed. You are allowed to feel confused. These emotions do not make you weak. They make you human. But do not let pain convince you that you are unworthy of love. This situation is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of someone else's fear. I am asking you to stay grounded now. To stay connected to me, to remember that no matter what is revealed, you are protected. I do not bring truth to break my children. I bring it to free them. Your story is not ending. It is unfolding. And whatever happens next will bring clarity, either to heal what can still be healed or to release what no longer serves your soul. You are not losing control. You are gaining awareness. Stay calm. Stay open. The light is getting closer. The moment you have been sensing is drawing near, my child, not rushing, not dramatic but steady, like the quiet steps of truth approaching a door that can no longer remain closed. Tomorrow morning is not just another morning. It carries the weight of a decision that has been delayed too long, a truth that has waited patiently for its turn to breathe. You may feel it already, a strange calm mixed with nervous energy. Your heart may feel alert as if it is listening for something it cannot yet hear. This is not fear. This is awareness. When the soul knows change is near, it becomes still, not loud. Your soulmate has barely slept. Their mind has been racing through possible outcomes, imagined conversations, rehearsed explanations. They tell themselves they will choose the right words. They tell themselves they will protect you from pain. But the truth is, my child, they do not know how to carry honesty without facing consequences. And consequences are what they fear most. Tomorrow morning represents a breaking point. Not because something sudden will explode, but because silence will finally become heavier than truth. There is something planned. A conversation they keep postponing, a meeting they feel obligated to attend, a message they believe must be answered. It may seem small on the surface, but spiritually it is significant. It is the moment where intention meets action, and whatever choice they make will reveal where their heart truly stands. I want you to understand something important. This moment was not delayed by chance. I delayed it with purpose. If truth had come earlier, you would have questioned yourself. You would have blamed your emotions. You would have tried to fix something that was never yours to carry. But now you are stronger. You are steadier. You are no longer desperate for answers. You are ready for them. Tomorrow morning may not begin with a confession right away. Sometimes truth arrives quietly through behavior, through energy, through a change that cannot be explained away. You may notice a shift in their tone, a seriousness in their eyes, a heaviness in their presence. Pay attention. Truth does not always speak loudly, but it always reveals itself clearly. Your soulmate believes they can still control how much you know. They believe partial truth will be enough, but partial truth is still a lie, and lies cannot survive in light. Once the door opens, even a little light rushes in fully. You may feel your heart tight when you realize what has been hidden. You may feel anger rise. You may feel sadness wash over you in waves. Let these feelings come. Do not push them away. Pain that is felt honestly leaves the body faster than pain that is denied. I am not asking you to confront immediately. I am not asking you to accuse or defend. I am asking you to observe. Listen not just to words, but to what is avoided. Truth often reveals itself in what people cannot say. Your soulmate has convinced themselves that hiding the truth was an act of love, but love that avoids truth becomes selfish. They wanted comfort without accountability, peace without honesty, and that is not sustainable. Tomorrow morning is also a test not just for them but for you. It is a test of how deeply you trust yourself, how well you listen to your inner knowing, how firmly you stand in your worth without needing anyone to validate it. You will be tempted to minimize what you feel, to excuse what you sense, to delay your own clarity for the sake of harmony. But my child, harmony built on silence is fragile. I want you to remember this. You are not responsible for managing someone else's guilt. You are not required to absorb pain to keep love alive. Love that asks you to shrink is not love. It is fear wearing a familiar face. Whatever is revealed tomorrow is not meant to trap you. It is meant to empower you. Awareness gives you choice. Choice gives you freedom, and freedom is sacred. Your soulmate stands at the edge of honesty, trembling. They fear losing you, yet they also fear facing themselves. The woman connected to this secret has already served her role. She is not the future. She is the mirror reflecting what was unresolved. And mirrors do not stay forever. They exist only until the lesson is learned. Tomorrow morning, something will shift inside your soulmate. Whether they admit it or not, a weight will begin to lift or a burden will become unbearable. Either way, truth will start moving outward. Do not chase answers. Do not interrogate. Let truth come to you. When you are still, clarity finds you naturally. I am asking you to ground yourself tonight and tomorrow. Eat, breathe, stay present in your body. When emotions rise, place your hand over your heart and remember, I am here. You are safe. You are guided. You may wonder what this means for your future together. That answer will come later. Tomorrow is not about deciding forever. It is about seeing clearly. Decisions made without clarity create regret. Decisions made with clarity create peace even when they are painful. If your soulmate chooses honesty, healing becomes possible. If they choose continued silence, separation of energy begins naturally. You will feel it. Distance will form without effort. Truth always reorganizes relationships according to alignment. Do not be afraid of that. Sometimes love transforms. Sometimes it ends. Sometimes it begins again in a stronger form. And sometimes it clears space for something healthier to arrive. No matter the outcome, you are not losing. You are evolving. Tomorrow morning is not an ending. It is an unveiling. You are not weak for loving deeply. You are not foolish for trusting. You are courageous for being willing to face truth instead of running from it. When the moment comes, stand in calm awareness. Speak only when your heart is steady. And remember, you do not need to beg for honesty from someone who values you. Truth flows naturally where respect lives. I am walking with you into this moment. I am steadying your heart. I am clearing your vision. And when the morning arrives, you will not break. You will understand. When truth finally begins to rise, my child, it does not always arrive with noise. Sometimes it comes with a long pause, a deep breath, eyes that can no longer avoid yours. Sometimes it comes through a confession spoken softly, and sometimes through actions that speak louder than words ever could. But when it comes, you will feel it immediately, like a tight knot in your chest loosening, even as your heart aches. This is the moment you have been preparing for without realizing it. Your soulmate can no longer carry what has been hidden. The weight has become too heavy. Guilt has reached the surface, and silence no longer feels safe. You may notice their voice shake. You may sense their nervousness. You may feel the shift before they even speak. That is because truth has its own energy. It announces itself without permission. When the words come or when the behavior finally confirms what you already sensed, your first reaction may be disbelief. I knew something was wrong, but I did not want it to be this. That thought will cross your mind, and that is okay. Knowing does not erase pain, it only explains it. Do not rush yourself through this moment. Do not pressure your heart to be strong immediately. Strength is not about suppressing emotion. It is about allowing it to move through you without letting it define you. You may feel hurt not just by what was hidden, but by how long it was hidden. The delay, the pretending, the silence, those things cut deeper than the truth itself. And I want you to know, my child, your pain is valid. You are not overreacting. You are responding to broken trust. Your soulmate may cry. They may apologize. They may try to explain their fear, their confusion, their reasons. Listen if you choose to. But remember, explanations are not the same as accountability. Love is not proven by tears alone. It is proven by honesty, even when honesty risks loss. This is where divine justice enters, not as punishment but as balance. Divine justice does not shame, it reveals. It does not destroy, it corrects. Everyone involved is now standing in the light, exposed not to harm but to truth. Masks fall away, illusions dissolve, and what remains is what is real. You may feel an urge to fix everything immediately, to comfort them, to reassure them, to put your pain aside, to keep peace. My child, pause. This is not the time to abandon yourself. You can be compassionate without self-betrayal. You can be kind without becoming silent again. Speak your truth when you are ready, not to accuse, but to be clear. You are allowed to say, "This hurt me." You are allowed to say, "I needed honesty." You are allowed to say, "I deserve transparency." Your voice matters here. As the truth settles, something inside you will change. A fog will lift. Things that once confused you will suddenly make sense. You will understand why certain moments felt off, why your intuition kept nudging you. And instead of feeling foolish, you will feel validated. That is healing beginning. Your soulmate will also be changed by this moment. Whether they fully realize it yet or not, carrying truth out into the open alters a person. They will either step into responsibility and growth, or they will retreat into fear and avoidance. Their next actions, not promises, will tell you everything you need to know. Do not rush to decide the future today. This moment is about grounding, not concluding. Emotions are still raw. Allow space. Allow silence if needed. Silence now is different from silence before. It is honest. I want you to remember this deeply. I never allow truth to surface to humiliate you. I never reveal secrets to leave you broken. I reveal what is hidden so you can stand in clarity, dignity, and self-respect. If your heart feels heavy now, rest it. If tears come, let them fall. Tears cleanse the soul of confusion. You are releasing what you were never meant to carry alone. You may question whether love can survive this. That answer will unfold with time, consistency, and action. Love that heals becomes stronger. Love that resists truth fades naturally. You do not need to force either outcome. This is the moment where you reclaim yourself. No more guessing. No more doubting your intuition. No more shrinking your needs to keep someone comfortable. You are allowed to expect honesty. You are allowed to require respect. You are allowed to walk forward with your head high. No matter what path unfolds, stay present, stay grounded. Let the truth settle into its rightful place. I am with you in this moment. I am steadying your heart. I am reminding you of who you are. And from this truth, healing will rise. Now that the truth has been spoken, my child, everything becomes quiet in a different way. Not the painful silence of before where questions echoed without answers, but a sacred stillness where clarity finally has space to breathe. This is the moment after the storm when the air feels heavy yet clean, and your heart begins to understand what it has survived. You may feel tired not just physically, but emotionally, deeply in a way sleep alone cannot fix. That is because you have released something your soul was holding tightly for too long. When truth arrives, it asks the body to rest, to reset, to soften. Honor that feeling. Rest is not weakness, it is recovery. Now comes the part that only you can choose. Your soulmate may promise change. They may speak words filled with regret, vows of honesty, fear of losing you. Listen carefully, not with hope alone, but with discernment. Change is not proven in moments of emotion. It is revealed in consistent behavior. Time will show whether truth has transformed them or merely frightened them. You do not need to rush forgiveness. Forgiveness that is forced becomes another wound. Let forgiveness come naturally if and when your heart is ready. And remember, forgiveness does not always mean staying. Sometimes it means releasing someone with peace instead of resentment. You may also discover something surprising within yourself, a sense of strength you did not know you had, a calm clarity, a realization that even if this relationship were to change or end, you would survive. More than that, you would grow. That knowing is powerful. It shifts the balance. It reminds you that love should be a choice, not a fear. If your soulmate chooses accountability, transparency, and real effort, healing can begin slowly, honestly. Trust may be rebuilt brick by brick with patience and truth as its foundation. But if they choose avoidance, excuses, or repeated secrecy, your spirit will no longer tolerate it. You have outgrown silence, and that is not loss, that is evolution. I want you to hear this clearly now. You were never meant to beg for honesty. You were never meant to compete with someone's past. You were never meant to shrink to keep love alive. Love that aligns with your soul meets you in the light, not in shadows. Whatever you decide next, let it come from self-respect, not fear of being alone. You are not alone. You have me. You have your intuition. You have a future that does not depend on anyone's secrecy. If your path continues with this soulmate, it will be different now, cleaner, clearer, more grounded in truth. If your path separates, it will not be an ending, but a redirection towards something healthier, something that sees you fully and chooses you openly. Release the woman connected to this story from your heart. She has no power over your destiny. Her role has ended. The lesson is complete. Tonight, as you breathe, imagine laying this burden at my feet. Imagine your heart becoming lighter with each breath. Imagine peace returning slowly but surely. I bless you with clarity where there was confusion. I bless you with peace where there was fear. I bless you with self-love where there was self-doubt. Your sorrow does not follow you into the next chapter. Your pain does not define your future. Your truth has set you free. Walk forward now, my child, not broken but awakened, not fearful but wise, not alone but divinely guided. A new beginning is already forming around you. Stay with me a little longer. This part is not about shock, not about revelation, not even about pain. This part is about what happens inside you after everything has been revealed. When the world expects you to move on, but your heart still feels tender, thoughtful, and deeply changed. After truth comes out, people often believe the hardest part is over. But I know the real work begins after the noise fades. It begins in quiet moments when you are alone with your thoughts. When memories replay without warning, when your heart asks questions your mouth never speaks, you may find yourself thinking, why do I still feel emotional when I finally know the truth? My child, that is because clarity does not erase attachment overnight. Love does not disappear simply because truth arrives. It softens, reshapes, and sometimes mourns what it hoped things would become. Let yourself grieve not just the pain, but the version of the future you once imagined. Grief does not mean weakness. It means you loved sincerely. There will be moments when you miss them. Not the version who hid, but the version you believed in, the laughter, the connection, the comfort. And in those moments, do not shame yourself. Missing someone does not mean you made the wrong choice. It means your heart is human, but listen closely now. Missing someone is not the same as needing them. You are learning the difference. I am slowly teaching you how to sit with yourself without feeling empty, how to enjoy silence without anxiety, how to feel whole without waiting for someone else to complete you. This is sacred work. This is inner healing. You may notice that your tolerance for confusion is gone. Your soul will no longer accept half-truths, mixed signals, or emotional guessing games. What once felt normal now feels heavy. That is growth. You are not becoming cold, you are becoming clear. There may be days when anger rises unexpectedly. Anger at the wasted time, anger at the lies, anger at yourself for ignoring signs. When that happens, breathe. Anger is not here to destroy you. It is here to restore your boundaries. Do not turn that anger inward. You did the best you could with the awareness you had at the time. Compassion for yourself is part of healing. I want you to understand something very important. This experience did not happen to break your heart. It happened to strengthen your discernment. From now on, you will recognize energy before words. You will trust actions over promises. You will listen to your intuition without needing proof. This wisdom will protect you in ways love alone never could. If your soulmate remains in your life, the dynamic will never be the same. And that is not a curse. It is a reset. They will either rise to meet you at this new level of honesty, or they will slowly fall away because misalignment cannot survive awareness. And if they fall away, do not chase what your soul has outgrown. If your paths separate, there may be moments when loneliness tries to whisper lies to you, telling you that you lost something irreplaceable. That voice is not truth, it is fear. And fear does not get to decide your future. You are not starting over from nothing. You are starting over from experience, wisdom, and self-respect. Ahead of you is a season of emotional stability. A season where love does not confuse you, where communication feels safe, where you do not have to question your worth or compete with someone's past. I am aligning you with connections that do not require you to doubt yourself. Before new love enters, whether with the same person transformed or someone entirely new, you will notice a period of peace. Do not rush through it. Peace is not emptiness, it is integration. It is your soul settling into its new shape. You will laugh again without heaviness. You will trust again without fear. You will love again without losing yourself. And when that time comes, you will look back at this moment and realize this was the turning point where you chose yourself without closing your heart. That is rare. That is powerful. That is divine maturity. I bless your sleep with calm thoughts. I bless your heart with emotional balance. I bless your future with relationships rooted in truth, not illusion. Walk forward now, not carrying lessons as wounds, but as wisdom. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be, and I am still walking with you always. Now stay with me, my child. There is still more unfolding within you. And this part is quieter, deeper, and more powerful than anything that came before. This is the part where the outside world may see you as okay, but inside something sacred is rearranging itself. After truth, after tears, after understanding comes detachment. Not coldness, not bitterness, but a gentle loosening. You begin to notice it slowly. You think of them, and your heart no longer races the way it once did. The memories still exist, but they no longer control your breath. The questions lose their urgency. The need to explain yourself fades. This is healing in motion. You may catch yourself wondering, how can I feel calm after something that hurt me so deeply? My child, calm is not forgetting. Calm is acceptance. It is your soul realizing that it does not need chaos to feel alive anymore. You are shedding an old version of yourself. The one who waited, who hoped through confusion, who loved without clarity. That version was not weak. That version was learning, and now that lesson is complete. There will be moments when you feel emotionally empty, as if something has been removed and not yet replaced. Do not fear this space. This space is holy. It is where I prepare you for what comes next. A heart must be cleared before it can be filled correctly. Do not rush to fill the silence. Do not rush to distract yourself. Do not rush into new attachments just to avoid feeling. Sit with yourself. Get to know this new version of you. The one who no longer chases reassurance. The one who trusts instincts. The one who understands that love must meet effort halfway. You are learning emotional independence, and that is powerful. You may notice that your standards have changed. What once felt acceptable now feels draining. What once excited you now feels shallow. This is not you becoming difficult. This is you becoming aligned. Your energy is shifting, and not everyone will be able to meet you where you are now. There may be moments when guilt tries to rise. Guilt for not missing them as much. Guilt for feeling lighter. Guilt for choosing peace over attachment. Release that guilt. You are not responsible for carrying pain to prove you love deeply. Love does not require suffering to be real. I want you to understand something important. You did not lose love. You lost illusion. And illusion always hurts more to let go of than truth. As days pass, you will begin to reconnect with parts of yourself that were quiet during emotional uncertainty. Your creativity, your humor, your confidence, your dreams. You will start enjoying things again without explaining why. You will laugh and then pause, surprised that laughter came so easily. That is your soul returning home. If your soulmate remains connected to you in any way, you will notice a shift in power. Not dominance, but balance. You will no longer feel smaller in conversations. You will no longer fear silence. You will no longer feel the need to prove your worth. And this will either inspire them to grow or reveal clearly that they cannot. Either outcome serves you. Do not fear being alone during this season. Solitude now is not abandonment. It is alignment. I am teaching you how to feel complete without external validation, so that when love comes again, it complements you instead of consuming you. There is a difference between wanting love and needing it. You are crossing that bridge now. In quiet moments, you may reflect on everything you tolerated. Do not judge yourself harshly. You stayed because you believed in love, and belief is never foolish. It is sacred, but belief must be matched with truth to remain healthy. You now understand that loving someone does not mean ignoring yourself. This wisdom will guide every future relationship you enter. You will communicate clearly. You will listen to your body. You will notice red flags without explaining them away. You will choose consistency over intensity. And because of this, you will attract a different kind of connection. Whether that connection comes through a transformed soulmate or a completely new soul, it will feel different, calmer, safer, clearer. You will not feel the need to guess where you stand. You will not feel anxious waiting for replies. You will not feel like you are competing with someone's past or secrets. Love will feel like rest. Before that arrives, there may be moments of longing, not for them, but for companionship, for shared moments, for intimacy. That longing is natural. Do not confuse it with regret. Longing does not mean you should return to what hurt you. It means your heart is open and alive. Trust me with the timing. I'm not delaying your happiness. I am protecting it. You are being repositioned emotionally, spiritually, energetically. Old attachments are dissolving so new alignments can form. This process cannot be rushed because rushed healing repeats old patterns. Let yourself become bored. Let yourself become still. Let yourself become selective. The right people will not be offended by your boundaries. The right love will not be threatened by your clarity. The right connection will not require you to lose yourself. As this chapter closes fully, you will feel a deep sense of self-respect settle into your heart. You will walk differently, speak differently, choose differently, and others will notice. Not because you announce it, but because your energy will be calm and grounded. This is what inner power looks like. I bless this season of integration. I bless your heart with emotional wisdom. I bless your future with love that is honest, mutual, and peaceful. You are not waiting anymore. You are becoming. And what is coming toward you will meet you at this higher level. Not because you demanded it, but because you grew into it. I am proud of you, my child. This is not the end of your story. This is the moment you step into it fully awake. This is the closing of a chapter, but not the closing of your story. This is the moment where everything you have felt, endured, questioned, and survived finally finds meaning. You have walked through confusion without losing your kindness. You have faced truth without losing your dignity. And now you stand at the edge of a new beginning, stronger, wiser, and more whole than you realize. There is a calm settling into your heart now. Not excitement, not sorrow, but a deep knowing. A knowing that you no longer need to chase love, explain your worth, or wait in uncertainty. This calm is not emptiness. It is peace returning to its rightful place. You have learned that love should never make you doubt yourself. You have learned that silence can be louder than words, and truth, no matter how painful, always leads to freedom. These lessons were not easy, but they were necessary. They refined you. As you move forward, you will notice something beautiful. You no longer replay the past the way you once did. The memories come, but they no longer hurt the same. The questions fade, replaced by understanding. That is healing completed. Do not look back with regret. Look back with gratitude for what the experience taught you. Every tear softened your heart. Every sleepless night strengthened your intuition. Every disappointment redirected you towards something better aligned with your soul. You may still love them in a quiet way, and that is okay. Love does not always need to stay to be real. Sometimes love fulfills its purpose by teaching us who we are and what we deserve. Now you are ready to receive something different. Ahead of you is a season of emotional stability. A season where love feels safe, communication is clear, and effort is mutual. Whether this unfolds with the same soul transformed or with someone entirely new, it will not feel confusing. It will feel grounded. It will feel honest. You will not have to guess. You will not have to compete. You will not have to shrink. Love will meet you where you stand. I want you to release any remaining fear that says, "What if I never love like that again?" My child, you will love again, but this time it will not cost you your peace. It will not ask you to ignore your intuition. It will not demand suffering to prove its depth. You are no longer who you were when this journey began, and that is your greatest victory. From this day forward, trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust the quiet voice inside you. It is wiser now. You are allowed to walk away from anything that disturbs your inner balance. You are allowed to choose yourself without guilt. I am proud of the way you handled pain without becoming bitter. I am proud of the way you chose truth over illusion. I am proud of the way you kept your heart open without abandoning your self-respect. This is emotional maturity. This is spiritual growth. And this is where your new life begins. I bless your future with clarity instead of confusion. I bless your heart with peace instead of anxiety. I bless your relationships with honesty instead of secrecy. May your nights be restful. May your days be light. May your love be reciprocated fully. Walk forward now, my child, not carrying the past, but carrying wisdom. Not searching for validation, but standing in self-worth. Not afraid of endings, but confident in new beginnings. I am with you always. And what is meant for you will find you in the light, not in the shadows. And now, my child, let us take one more step together into the quiet that follows the storm. Not because the message was incomplete, but because your heart may need to see the full picture of what life looks like after the truth has settled and the healing has begun. You have walked through revelation, through tears, through the painful beauty of honesty. And now you stand on the other side, not broken but whole, not lost but found, not alone but held. In the days ahead, you will notice that the world looks different, not because anything external has changed, but because you have changed. The fog that once clouded your vision has lifted. The questions that once kept you awake have found their answers. The weight that once pressed on your chest has been lifted, not all at once, but gently, day by day. You will begin to trust yourself in ways you never have before. You will listen to your intuition without second guessing. You will recognize peace when it enters the room and chaos when it tries to follow. Your soulmate, whether they remain in your life or not, will feel the shift in you. They will sense that you are no longer the same person who once waited in uncertainty. Your energy will be different, calmer, steadier, more grounded. And that change will either draw them closer to their own healing or reveal clearly that they cannot meet you where you now stand. Either way, you will not be shaken, because your peace no longer depends on their choices. It depends on the foundation you have built within yourself, with me as your cornerstone. There may be moments when old memories surface. A song, a scent, a place that reminds you of what was. When that happens, do not run from it. Do not let it pull you back into the past. Simply acknowledge it, feel it, and let it pass. You are not the person you were when those memories were made. You are someone new, someone stronger, someone who has learned that love does not require suffering to be real. The memories will lose their power over time. They will become like photographs in an album, reminders of where you have been, not anchors to where you are going. In this new season, you will find yourself drawn to stillness, to silence, to moments alone where you can simply breathe and be. Do not mistake this for loneliness. It is not. It is the soul settling into its new shape, learning to enjoy its own company, learning that you are enough, not because someone chose you, but because you were created with purpose and love. This stillness is where I speak to you most clearly, not in loud voices or dramatic signs, but in the quiet assurance that you are never alone. You will also find that your boundaries become clearer. You will no longer tolerate what once drained you. You will no longer explain yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You will no longer beg for what should be freely given. And this is not coldness. This is wisdom. This is the fruit of everything you have endured. This is the strength that comes from knowing your worth. If your soulmate chooses to stay and do the work, you will notice changes in them too. Not immediately, perhaps, but over time. They will become more transparent, more accountable, more aware of the weight of their actions. They will learn that love is not about hiding, but about honesty. Not about control, but about trust. And if they do the work, your relationship can be rebuilt on a foundation stronger than before. Not because the past is erased, but because it has been faced and healed. If they do not, you will feel the distance grow naturally. Not with anger, not with bitterness, but with a quiet acceptance. You will know that you have done your part, loved honestly, trusted fully, and emerged whole. And you will walk away, not as a victim, but as someone who chose themselves when staying would have meant settling for less than truth. And then, my child, there will come a day when you realize you have not thought about the pain for hours, then days, then weeks. And when that happens, you will smile, not because you have forgotten, but because you have healed. The scars will remain, but they will no longer hurt. They will simply be reminders of how far you have come, of the fire you walked through and the strength you found on the other side. I am proud of you, not because you are perfect, but because you kept going when giving up seemed easier, because you chose truth over comfort, because you faced the pain instead of numbing it, because you let yourself feel, and in feeling you found freedom. This is your new beginning, not the beginning of a story without challenges, but the beginning of a story where you face those challenges with clarity, with self-respect, and with me by your side. So walk forward, my child, not cautiously but confidently, not fearfully but faithfully. The truth has set you free, and from this freedom you will build a life that is honest, peaceful, and real, not perfect but yours, and that is more than enough. Go in peace. You are never alone, and the best part of your story is still ahead.